So bonjour and welcome to French 1 with Mr. McCoy. This is lesson 47 dedicated to basic weather expressions. Our learning objective for this lesson is for you at the end of the lesson to be able to describe in basic terms the weather, simple weather conditions, and also to be able to ask or know how to ask what the weather is like in French, of course. So we'll get right to it. We have about a dozen weather expressions. I'll go ahead and model for and ask you to pay attention, watch carefully, listen carefully, and repeat out loud after me as we present these. I'll begin with a few expressions that use with il fait. Il fait. We have il fait froid. Il fait froid. Il fait chaud. Il fait chaud. Il fait frais. Il fait frais. Il fait beau. Il fait beau. Il fait mauvais. Il fait mauvais. I have one more. Il fait lourd. Il fait lourd. Which means it's humid outside. But I didn't know how to represent that one with a picture. Okay? So those are the ones that the expressions I have are used il fait. Now I have a couple expressions that also use il fait. But you can also use il y a. Basically two ways of expressing the following two ideas. We could have il fait du soleil. Il fait du soleil. Or il y a du soleil. Il y a du soleil. Likewise, we can say il fait du vent. Il fait du vent. Or we could also say il y a du vent. Il y a du vent. Okay, so that gives us the ones that use il fait or il y a. And finally, a few more. We have il gèle. Il gèle. Il neige. Il neige. Il pleut. Il pleut. Le ciel est couvert. Le ciel est couvert. And those are the weather expressions I'd like you to be familiar with. Now finally, to ask about what the weather is like, our question is, quel temps fait-il? Quel temps fait-il? Quel temps fait-il? That's where temps often refers to the weather. It can also refer to time. But if you ask somebody, quel temps fait-il? You're asking about the weather. You know how to ask what time it is. You already know is quelle heure est-il? Quelle heure est-il? So to ask, what's the weather like? Quel temps fait-il? Quel temps fait-il? Now, to make this meaningful, what I'd like you to do, once you have a chance to look at this video, spend some time repeating the expressions. I'd like you to, in your notes, write, je décris le climat ici à Raleigh. Je décris le climat ici à Raleigh. I describe the weather here in Raleigh. And you learned the seasons in the previous lesson. I can break down au printemps, en été, en automne, et en hiver. Skip lines between those. Au printemps, en été, en automne, et en hiver. Write a couple sentences for each, describing, based on your experience, the weather here in Raleigh. If you had to describe the weather here in Raleigh for somebody else, what are the weather expressions that you would use? Okay. What's your perception? What's your appreciation of the weather here in Raleigh? You don't have to write a novel, okay? But 3 or 4 phrases for each season. Okay. And to help, perhaps, if you'd like to go a little bit further, here are a couple other expressions you could add to your narrative. A couple of adverbs. Okay? So for example, you want to say that it rains often in autumn. Adverb souvent means often. You could say il pleut souvent en automne, or en automne il pleut souvent. The adverb comes after the verb. Okay? Let's say you want to say in winter it snows from time to time. The adverb de temps en temps means from time to time. You could say en hiver il neige de temps en temps. Or if you want to say it rarely snows, en hiver il neige rarement. Okay? The adverb très means very. So for example, you could say in July it's very hot. En juillet il fait très chaud. And I'll just use a month, okay? Or you could say in summer, en été il fait très chaud. Okay? If you want to say beaucoup, alright, the adverb for a lot is beaucoup. You could say, for example, in the spring it rains a lot. Au printemps il pleut beaucoup. Au printemps il pleut beaucoup. Okay? If you want to say, for example, in December it snows a little. En décembre il neige un peu. En décembre il neige un peu. So we'll call it good for that. Go back over those expressions, repeat them out loud, and associate each of those with, associate with each season a few of those expressions. Again, I hope that I'm actually confident that will help you master those expressions more quickly and more easily. We'll practice that in class. Merci bien, bonne chance, et au revoir.